This is gonna blow your mind. Hong Kong hits you like a freight train. The sights, the sounds, the smells, they all compete for your attention. But nothing grabs you quite like the food. It's everywhere. On every corner, in every alley, wafting from windows and doorways, the aromas are intoxicating. This city is a melting pot of culinary traditions. Chinese, British, Southeast Asian, they all blend here. The result? A food scene unlike anywhere else in the world. Street food stands shoulder to shoulder with Michelin-starred restaurants. In Hong Kong, food isn't just sustenance, it's an art form, it's a way of life. From the humble Dai Pai Dong to the fanciest rooftop restaurant, every meal is an adventure. This is Hong Kong on a plate. Let's eat. The heart of Hong Kong's food scene? It's on the streets. This is where the real magic happens. Forget white tablecloths and fancy cutlery. Here it's all about plastic stools and chopsticks. The streets are where Hong Kong's soul food lives. It's fast, it's cheap, and it's damn good. Walk down any street in Mong Kok or Causeway Bay. The air is thick with the smell of frying oil and grilling meat. Flames leap from woks, tossing noodles high into the air. Street food vendor. Street food in Hong Kong isn't just about convenience. It's about tradition. Many of these recipes have been passed down for generations. This is Hong Kong at its most authentic. And trust me, you'll want to come back for seconds. Let's talk about egg waffles, or gai dan zai as the locals call them. These little beauties are Hong Kong's answer to the ice cream cone, but trust me, there's so much more. Picture a waffle, but instead of squares, it's covered in little egg-shaped puffs. Golden brown, crispy on the outside, soft and custardy on the inside. It's like biting into a cloud. The smell hits you first, sweet and vanilla-y with a hint of egg. You follow your nose and there it is. A tiny stall, usually manned by an elderly vendor who's been making these things for decades. Travel blogger. Now traditionalists will tell you to eat them plain. But Hong Kong's new generation of street food vendors, they're taking egg waffles to the next level. Chocolate-filled, matcha-flavored, topped with ice cream and fresh fruit. It's street food evolving right before our eyes. And with one bite, you're transported back to simpler days. The streets of Hong Kong are alive with the aroma of these delightful treats. The process starts with a simple batter, poured into a special iron. The iron is then closed and flipped, ensuring an even cook. When opened, it reveals perfectly cooked golden brown egg waffles. Children wait eagerly, their eyes wide with anticipation. And when they finally get their hands on one, the joy is unmistakable. Friends gather to share different flavors, each bite a new experience. From matcha to chocolate, the variations are endless. Some vendors even drizzle chocolate sauce or add a sprinkle of powdered sugar. It's a treat that brings people together, young and old. And as one batch finishes, the process begins anew. A never-ending cycle of deliciousness. In the heart of Hong Kong, amidst the hustle and bustle, egg waffles remain a beloved staple. One bite, and you're hooked. It's a taste of Hong Kong you won't forget. Ah, dim sum. If there's one thing Hong Kong is famous for, it's these little parcels of joy. Dim sum isn't just a meal, it's an experience, it's a social event, it's a way of life. And in Hong Kong, it's an art form. This is where dim sum was perfected. Picture this, it's a Sunday morning. You walk into a bustling restaurant. Carts laden with steaming bamboo baskets weave between tables. Restaurant chef, the variety is staggering. Har Gao, Siu Mai, Char Siu Bao, each one a testament to the skill and creativity of Hong Kong's dim sum chefs. But dim sum is more than just food. It's about community, it's about family, and it's quintessentially Hong Kong. Now, let's talk about something that's not for the faint of heart. This is a dish that divides opinions like no other. Stinky tofu. Yeah, you heard that right. Stinky. Tofu. The name itself is enough to make some people cringe. It's exactly what it sounds like. A tofu dish that has a smell so strong, it can be detected from a distance. And it's a Hong Kong street food legend. This dish has been around for centuries, and it continues to be a favorite among locals and adventurous tourists alike. The smell hits you from a block away. It's not just a mild odor, it's a full-on assault on your senses. It's pungent, it's intense. But here's the thing. Despite its smell, people line up for it. Once you get past the smell, you're in for a treat. The taste is surprisingly mild and delicious. Stinky tofu is a culinary paradox. It challenges your senses but rewards your palate. It smells like something you shouldn't eat, but tastes like something you can't stop eating. It's a unique experience that leaves a lasting impression. The tofu is fermented, giving it that notorious odor. This fermentation process is what makes stinky tofu so special. Then it's deep fried until crispy on the outside while remaining soft and custardy on the inside. The contrast in textures is part of its charm. It's usually served with a sweet and spicy sauce that cuts through the fermented flavor. This sauce adds another layer of complexity to the dish. Eating stinky tofu is a rite of passage for any serious food lover in Hong Kong. It's a dish that brings people together, sparking conversations and creating memories. It can take something stinky and turn it into something sublime. From street food stalls to gourmet restaurants, stinky tofu has found its place in the culinary world. Chefs have even started to experiment with stinky tofu, elevating it to new heights. It's a testament to the versatility and enduring appeal of this infamous dish. So the next time you find yourself in Hong Kong, don't shy away from the stinky tofu. Embrace the smell, take a bite, and discover why this dish has stood the test of time. As the sun sets, Hong Kong transforms. The neon lights flicker to life and the streets fill with a different kind of energy. And nowhere is this more apparent than at Temple Street Night Market. This place is Hong Kong after dark, distilled into a few chaotic blocks. It's loud, it's crowded, and it's absolutely electric. And the food, oh man, the food.
The market stretches for blocks, a sea of red tents and bright lights. Vendors hawk everything from cheap electronics to fortune-telling services. But we're here for the food. Follow your nose and you'll find it. Dai Pai Dongs and food stalls line the streets, their woks hissing and spitting. This is where the city comes alive at night. And trust me, you don't want to miss it.
Now let's shift gears. We've talked about the streets, but Hong Kong's culinary scene isn't all plastic stools and paper plates. This city is also home to some of the finest restaurants in the world. We're talking Michelin stars. We're talking white tablecloths and crystal glasses.
Hong Kong boasts over 60 Michelin-starred restaurants. And these places? They're not just good, they're pushing boundaries. They're redefining what Chinese cuisine can be. Take Lung King Heen at the Four Seasons. It was the first Chinese restaurant in the world to earn 3 Michelin stars. Chef Chan Yantak's dim sum is legendary.
Or how about VEA? Here, Chef Vicky Cheng blends Chinese ingredients with French techniques. The result? Dishes that are both familiar and completely new. It's a feast for all your senses, and it's absolutely worth the splurge. Let's talk about roast goose. This isn't just any dish, it's a culinary masterpiece that has been perfected over generations. In a city famous for its roast meats, this bird reigns supreme. It's not just food, it's an obsession, it's an art form. The dedication and passion that go into making the perfect roast goose are unparalleled, and nobody does it quite like Hong Kong. The city has elevated this dish to a level of sophistication and flavor that is unmatched anywhere else in the world. The sight of golden brown geese hanging in restaurant windows is as iconic as the city's skyline. It's a visual feast that draws both locals and tourists alike, a testament to the city's rich culinary heritage.
The process of making the perfect roast goose is painstaking. It requires skill, patience, and an unwavering commitment to tradition. It starts with selecting the right bird. Only the best will do, ensuring that the meat is tender and flavorful. Then comes the marinade, a closely guarded secret blend of spices and aromatics. Each chef has their own unique recipe, passed down through generations. The goose is air-dried, then roasted in a special oven until the skin is crispy and the meat is succulent. This meticulous process ensures that every bite is a perfect balance of texture and flavor.
Now, there are plenty of places in Hong Kong that serve good roast goose. Each has its own charm and unique take on the dish. But if you want great roast goose, you go to Yacht Lock. This family-run restaurant has become a legend in its own right, known for its consistently exceptional roast goose. The line is always long, but trust me, it's worth the wait. People from all over the world come here, willing to stand in line for hours just to get a taste. That's the essence of Hong Kong cuisine right there. It's about tradition, passion, and an unwavering commitment to excellence. Each bite of roast goose is a journey through the rich culinary history of this incredible city. Hong Kong is an island city, and its cuisine reflects that. Seafood isn't just food here, it's a way of life. From the humble fishball to the most elaborate abalone dish, seafood is woven into the fabric of Hong Kong's culinary identity. And trust me, Nobody does seafood quite like Hong Kong.
Let's start with the basics. Fish balls. These little spheres of bouncy fish paste are everywhere. In noodle soups, on skewers, floating in hot pot. They're the ultimate Hong Kong street snack, but don't let their ubiquity fool you. A good fish ball is a thing of beauty. Springy, flavorful, with just the right amount of chew.
But Hong Kong's seafood scene goes way beyond fish balls. From street to high-end, Hong Kong's seafood scene is a symphony of flavors and textures, and it's a different kind of seafood experience.